Yo, what's going on, everyone? I want to do a quick little versus video. This video has probably been done ad nauseum, but I just want to throw my 2 cents out there and my experiences with both tools. And it is the Leatherman Squirt PS4 versus the Gerber dime. There are many videos on this, but I just want to share my warranty failures with each of them and why I prefer the Leatherman Squirt over the Gerber dime, and I have been carrying it and have carried it for a long time, off and on. So I'll just go through the tools of each, and then I'll just share my warranty experience with each one. So Leatherman Squirt PS4, super tiny. It's got the main blade there, nice little, it is flat grind, as you can see there, if my camera will focus. There we go. Alright, so nice little flat grind blade, nice shape, nice profile, just a very nice little slicer. On the other side, everything is outside accessible, nice big file. It's got your wood and your metal, and then it also is ridged on one end of it for notching if you want to get a cut started or notch out a piece of metal or wood. So that's that side, blade and file. This side, scissors. Awesome little scissors. This is like the classic Leatherman scissor with like the kind of tanto that they put on a few of their multi-tools. The warranty failure with this particular tool was the spring bar for my scissors. Under normal use, just cutting, the spring bar broke. So not a huge deal, the scissors were still usable. They just didn't have spring retention to them, and warranty was nice and fast. I did a video on that. This is your two-dimensional Phillips driver. It's got some good reach. And then this is your standard or flathead driver. You can also pry lightly with it, and it's also a bottle opener. And then the pliers themselves, nice spring resistance pliers. What it is, it's these two little levers with a spring inside of them that catch in those grooves, and then there's little stop pins for over travel, and it also stops it. So there's that. They're kind of wide for the size of tool it is, and they have a real nice shape to them. And they go to a real fine point right there. I don't know if you can see that, but the very tip of it has a nice fine point to it. So that's the Leatherman Squirt PS4. Now the Gerber dime. I'll just go through the tools. This has a tool that one does not have, which is clamshell package opener. This is for, you know, your retail packaging with that real thick plastic, like bubble packaging. It's really easy to choke up on it, dig it in, and then just run it across, and then it's not as dangerous as having a blade with a full exposed edge to it and really putting pressure on it to get those packaging open. So one tool that does not have, and that is on the outside, basically where the large file for the squirt, it is opposite the blade. The blade is nice curve to it. It is hollow grind, and it's a sheep foot style shape or profile to it. Nice little cutter, nice little slicer. It does cut well and retains its edge pretty well. They both do. The other side is your flathead driver. This does not have a bottle opener because the bottle opener, unlike the squirt, is on the outside and nice, big, sturdy. You could probably do some light prying with it as well. Same with that. And then your two-dimensional driver, Phillips driver, is also the file, and it is not able to notch. It is flat edges on both edges. So can't notch with it, and it is very short. I don't know how much filing. It is wood and metal. I don't know how much crazy filing you could do. Even if you open it up, I mean, obviously take the split ring off, but you know, it's such a short range of motion, pretty much useless as a file. And then the pliers are much thinner, not much, but noticeably thinner than the Leatherman Squirt, and they're about the same length. As you can see, this has a much more defined fine point there, and then you can see light through. That is the secondary gripping edge, and then that's your harder duty one. Also, both have wire cutters that completely pass each other, so they would be effective. But yeah, so, this also has, one thing that I do love that I wish that had, is the tweezers inside the handle scale. So I love to have a set of tweezers near me or on me, and that's just very convenient there. And that bottle opener is just kick-ass. This is like perfect for summertime, because with summertime and nice weather comes a lot of barbecues and beer drinking. So it's nice to have that just huge bottle opener there. You could also hang it from your keys by that, if you didn't want the split ring on it. Yeah. So there's that. There's both of them. And the warranty failure on the Leatherman, as I said, was the spring bar for the scissors. But this was repaired, not replaced under warranty for me. Because it was a catastrophic failure of the entire plier head. What happened was barely pressure. Just, I was turning something, I forget what it was, but just turning it, it wasn't tight, it wasn't rusted, it wasn't anything. I just needed that leverage force because it was too tight to do it by hand. So I was doing that, and all of a sudden I felt the whole tool just kind of give. And these handles almost all but touched each other there. And I opened it up and I was just like, what the? And here, these spring bars, or stop bars, whatever you want to call them, for the pliers, for the lower portion of the pliers, where that is on the other side, those just like busted out. Let's see if I can. Yeah, it was this spring bar right there, right here. So that's, both of them just like blew out, and then they were bent. So I was just like, whoa, like that wasn't even that hard of use for this little thing, and that happened. Another thing I could see maybe eventually happening is, see how tiny the little springs are for the spring action. The Leatherman Squirt just seems a lot more sturdy and beefy, and like it's not gonna break. But these little tiny springs in there seem like they could break over time much easier. So I prefer the Leatherman Squirt, just because I prefer Leatherman over any other multi-tool anyway. But this Gerber dime, just with that failure of that kind of outweighs the cool factor of the bottle opener and the tweezers. And also just every tool on this is a bit more usable. The prime example is the file. If I can find it. That's just a lot more usable if you ever need it. Also the drivers, especially the two-dimensional Phillips. A lot more reach and usability as compared to the Gerber dime. In a closed configuration is just super short and stubby compared to that. Actually, they're about the same length. This is a little broader, but the metal on the Leatherman is a bit thicker, and it's just so crowded here. You got your bottle opener, your tweezers, this and everything. If you want to use it in that closed configuration to get more torque out of it, if you open it up, you know, you run the risk of the whole thing twisting and causing damage that way. So just my thoughts, my comparison on the Gerber dime and Leatherman Squirt PS4. So that's that. Yeah. Hope this is somewhat informative if you're in the market for a small pocket or keychain multi-tool. These are very comparable, And yeah, that's my story with them. So thanks for watching and have a good one, guys.